Today we're going to talk about meditation. Now, before you check out and drop this, listen for a minute. Until we researched it and tried it, we had no idea of the benefits of meditating.
And I have to tell you, it has absolutely been a game changer for us.
Life-changing, really.
It really has. We life before meditation was maybe like how you live your life. We had super unhealthy stress levels.
So we thought.
Well, what do you mean we thought? We knew.
Well, that's how we felt, but that's not really what we had.
What did we have?
Well, so when we get into it, you come to realize you made it bigger in your own mind than it was most of the time.
Well, that's true. We're going to get to that in a minute, though.
Right.
But we were stressed. I had just sold my company. All right, so you weren't stressed because you're Superwoman. I was stressed because I sold my company. I was on the edge, and it was tough. And I was seeing a doctor, and the doctor said, you have to meditate. And I said, well, I'm not going to meditate. So
I think I said on a daily basis at that time, I did not sign up for this.
You did. But then your company was sold.
Then my company was
sold. And what happened to you?
And it went haywire.
Yeah.
And we both started sleeping really poorly and waking up with our minds racing, oftentimes waking up with a headache.
And our solution to fix the stress was to drink every night.
Well, because
dinner
that was
and
the
during
thing.
Dinner,
it was
because it helped us relax.
Right.
And then we were eating crappy. So, you know what? Just this morning in my meditation practice, and I use Headspace, and it's run by Andy, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to try. Look it up, Andy Pabavin or something. This idea with meditation in your mind, when you have this feeling of stress or anxiety or fear, it feels like it's completely encased in your entire brain. And what meditation does, it teaches you through exercise that your brain is huge and the capacity is unlimited. And it's built that way by nature. So what happens is when you don't meditate and you're stressed, it takes over your whole brain. When you learn to meditate and learn how to control your thoughts, your brain is huge, and this little thing of fear or stress becomes really small, and it's so much easier to manage. And it was really revealing this morning when I heard that during my meditation. It
really started, honestly. I know that all sounds great, and you're talking about how great you do with Headspace and everything.
Right. So you're going to bring up our favorite subject.
What's that?
Our trip.
So it really started because you were having a meltdown.
I was.
And it happened to be on my 50th birthday when we were in St. Lucia on a birthday trip, supposed to
Best
be there,
trip ever for us,
connecting, and Mark had a key employee quit. And it was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
2 years into selling the company, this key person quit. I got a phone call from our chief operating officer that she gave 2 weeks notice.
And really, your mind started racing to losing all your clients, having no good service. Now we're away for a week. Should we be away for a week? Why are we away for a week? Who wanted to come away for a week? And it was literally, of the 7 days, 3 days of mayhem with you.
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
And I just started meditating.
Right.
The thing is, if that happened to me today, it wouldn't be a problem. This has become mindfulness, meditation. It has become the number one helpful tool for our overall wellness, our mind, our body, and our spirit.
And to be honest, we have different ways to practice. You're pretty structured with Headspace.
I am.
And you're 10 minutes a day with Andy talking in your ear.
Yeah,
and
I love it. It's guided.
And you love the guided meditation. I have a really hard time meditating in my own home. And I don't know whether that's a woman thing or just a Jody thing, but I have a hard time when I'm sitting in a space, closing my eyes, and the dog jumps up on my lap. I put him down, and then I think I have some laundry to do, and
right.
I should really get to work. And then, we need groceries, or, I can't calm my mind. So I actually go to my yoga studio, and I usually get there 20 minutes ahead of the class so that I have 15 solid minutes to kind of do my own non-guided personal meditation in the hot space.
Now, and that's
so
right.
So they're different.
They are different.
And I think that's a key thing Because
I'm glad you
again,
brought that up.
in the beginning, people say like, "Oh, they're going
How
to
do
talk
I
about
do it?
meditation.
Right.
I'm out." But
Because there is a negative stigma with
right.
it. And it's the negative stigma that I had. First of all, it's way outside my comfort zone. There's no way that I thought I could sit there with my eyes closed and do a mantra of some kind. I didn't really understand it, so I just said, no, I'm not doing it. It was a little hippie and new age for us.
was a little
I don't know what
groovy.
it is for you. There, if you're doing it now, great, you get this. If you're not, having an open mind is so important. You know, this has been going on for 5,000 years. This isn't something that was just invented.
And honestly, in the past 10 years, the number of people practicing meditation across the world is anywhere between 200 and 500 million people. So it's
And
not
it's
just
the quickest growing
Yeah.
one of the quickest growing
You just
industries in the
interrupted me,
US.
but yeah,
I did. Yeah, well,
yeah.
it was. I didn't want you to forget that point.
So it's
And you know,
it's not just
comparing
for
yoga.
hippies. It's not just for it's not just for groovy. Because as you guys probably heard on many videos, I'm not super groovy, but
Yes, you are.
it is a tool in your toolkit, and anybody can do it.
You know, in 2017, we all know what yoga is. And there's yoga studios everywhere. There aren't really cool meditation studios because a lot of people do it in the privacy of their home and they don't even share it. But 14% of the U.S. population did yoga back in 2017. 14% of the U.S. population did meditation back in 2017. So it really is a common thing. So we're going to talk to you now about the 10 benefits that you can get from meditation. And the first one is clarity. And what do we mean by clarity?
Well, I think that from calming your mind to seeing things from different perspectives to taking a pause, taking a breath, putting things in context, all of that comes with that sense of inner peace.
Right.
And that sense of a meditative space where you kind of clean your brain a little.
Yeah, so the clarity for me means I am able to segment my thoughts and be really clear on what I'm thinking about in the moment and not have it jumbled up with everything else. The second one is a sense of calm, and you just talked about that a second ago, but just being able to be calm and to be in the moment.
Well, I think the practice of meditation gives you an opportunity to take a pause when you really need a pause. Right. And there's an alarm that goes off in your head when you need to pause, whether you're in a conversation, an argument, whether you just need it because your heart rate's racing. Right. You know when you need to take a pause, and I think it gives you that. Right.
It clearly is going to reduce your stress. We've
that's the third thing for sure.
And the fourth one is going to increase your focus because your mind is clear. You have a sense of calm and clarity. You'll be able to focus better on whatever it is you're working on at the moment.
And there's studies for number 5. There's studies from Harvard to Stanford.
What's number 5?
To about to get to it.
Oh, I see.
But there are so many studies out there that talk about the reducing of anxiety when you have an opportunity to meditate. And we're not talking about for 30 minutes.
Right.
I mean, it can be 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long
Well, I'll give you the tip that helped me get started. You know, my naturopath doctor, after 3 times telling me I should meditate because of my stress and anxiety, she said, you know, I've had 3 clients that actually saved their life because they were suicidal. And I went, oh my gosh, that's pretty impressive. And all I did was think to myself, look, I can do it for 10 minutes. I could do anything for 10 minutes a day. And that's what helped me get started. I signed up for Headspace and I do 10 minutes.
And the 6th thing is it really does help increase your productivity. I mean, we see that.
Right.
For sure.
Yep.
Because you're able to be, as we said, clear and focused, and you're able to kind of move through your day, your life,
Right.
your job, your family with better productivity.
You know, it helps with our memory, and it certainly should help with yours. Again, this exercise of your brain that helps you realize it's a lot bigger than you thought it was. It makes room for more things to fit in your brain. So it really does work. And clearly, number 8.
Yeah, I know for me, because I use a lot of breathing techniques in my meditation, and I do that before I go to sleep
Right.
as well. So I know for me, number 8, it really improves my sleep results.
Yeah, we definitely both get great sleep. And you've seen us before. Here it is, our aura rings.
Yeah.
This is a big part of our wellness, is keeping track of how we sleep, the length of time, the quality of sleep, but meditation helps tremendously. And it increases our creativity. The
Right.
ninth thing, I mean, it's, again, this whole, it's all the same thing where you have more space in your head, but it allows for all of this to take place so you're not living this thought of stress.
And the 10th one is really what
What
Andy
yeah.
talked to you about today on Headspace is, you know, your mind is limitless. Without meditation, it feels like it's limited. So it gives you the opportunity to expand.
Now, I've been meditating for about 4 years. And I will tell you, if you asked me the day before I started meditating, would you ever meditate? I would say absolutely not. So now that I've been doing it for 4 years, I can't imagine a day without it. Now I can skip a day here and there, but it's another part of my routine and my exercise. So I really want to encourage you to really give this a try.
And you know, don't forget, your retirement could be up to 30 years or more. So why not try to do things that help your wellness? Ask some of your closest friends. You may be surprised how many of them meditate.
Yeah, we found that out. You start talking to people and they say, I've been meditating for years.
Right.
So what you can do is grab a friend, get a close friend, watch this video again together, and start meditating together and see what happens. You know, we hope you enjoyed this. We hope you found value in it. And if you did, please share it with your friends and also subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below.
And finally, join our free Facebook community. The link is in the notes below.
Thanks for listening, and we look forward to being with you again soon.